Welcome to Inkthinks. So it's been a long time since I've covered a leak on this channel, but it's also kind of really been a long time since there was a leak worth talking about. Now, there's a video that's been going around showcasing 2 new Mii fighter costumes that could potentially provide some hints towards the last fighter pack character. There's been a lot of people kind of accepting this rumored leak as an absolute truth. But at the same time, there have been a lot of people who are so skeptical that it makes it kind of difficult to fairly evaluate the leak. So let's take a look. So before I get to talking about the ins and outs of this leak, let's have a look at the video itself. The video depicts 2 previously unseen Mii fighter costumes battling it out on the Dragon Quest stage, Yggdrasil's Altar. The costumes appear to be Mallow from Super Mario RPG and a Cacodemon from Doom. Now, it's important to note that while people believe these are brand new costumes, no one can 100% confirm that they haven't been with the game since the beginning, since literally no one buys Mii costumes that aren't Sans. But let's take a look at the supposed leak itself, starting with the implications behind the characters themselves. Mallow is from Super Mario RPG, which is notable because it's the same game that Geno is from. Now, if you haven't heard about Geno in a while, or if you arrived late to the game, let me give you a really brief rundown on Geno's history with the Smash speculation scene. So, Geno is a prime example of a character who has the exact right level of popularity. He's not so popular that he becomes an uncool, obvious pick, but he's still obscure enough that he makes the people who want him feel unique. He's been steadily growing in popularity over the release of the last few Smash games, coming in near the top of many fan polls. Sakurai himself has made a statement in the past talking about how he wanted Geno for past games, but it just wasn't able to pan out. Now, I used to think Sakurai speaking out in favor of Geno was a huge point in his favor, but in the last year or so as the speculation scene has evolved, it's become kind of unclear just how much influence Sakurai has over the selected DLC. Regardless, Geno was notably a Mii costume in Smash for Wii U and 3DS, but was relegated to only a spirit in Smash Bros. Ultimate, and that kind of seems like a weird move on the surface, but the more I think about it, it's a weird move deep down too. Why would you remove a fan favorite from the Mii costume lineup? Some people speculate that it's because Geno was a planned character, but that would imply that a Mii costume can't be a character, which we've seen to be untrue. So why add Mallow as a Mii costume and not Geno? Well, I have 3 prevailing theories on this. First off is that they're going to give us a Geno Mii costume as well. Knowing Sakurai and the Smash team, they really like to try to pack everything they can into a package for the fans. And we only see Mallow here, but this is just one tiny snippet of what could be revealed. It's entirely possible that there's a Geno and Doomslayer Mii right behind the paywall. My second theory is that they're planning to give us Geno as a playable DLC character. I'm not sure if he would be the 5th Fighter Pass character or if he'd be planned for later, but I suppose this would kind of make sense. They give us Geno as a playable character, but also package him in with Mallow and a few other fan favorites from Super Mario RPG to create a greater value than just an existing package. This would leave me with one big question though. Why did they remove Geno's Mii costume? That question is best answered by my third theory, which is that the leak is totally fake, but more on that in just a minute. The second character showcased is a Cacodemon from Doom. Now, Cacodemons are common monsters to fight through the entirety of the classic Doom series, and they even served as a mascot to the very first Doom game. The important implication here is that the protagonist from Doom could be coming to the game. Real fast, I'm going to be honest here, I have no idea what to call the protagonist. I hear Doom Guy, Doomslayer, Doom Marine, but knowing Nintendo, they're just going to simplify it to something like Doom. Now anyway, Doom, the series, is widely talked about within the Smash community. The series has representation on Nintendo consoles, and having Doom added to Smash would be a first for the series, finally representing the shooter franchise. I have similar issues with Doom's inclusion that I have with Geno's. Assuming that the leak is real, there's no real way to guarantee that there isn't a Doomslayer Mii costume that isn't being showcased, but ultimately this is all speculation. I think if we want to discuss the veracity of this leak, we need to dig a little deeper. So when we look at the video itself, it looks really good. You can definitely tell that whoever made this is very, very talented, and it doesn't only look good by itself, but it also fits with the aesthetic of the game. They move well with the characters, and they just really seem natural. The costumes are from 2 widely speculated games, which could work either in favor or against this leak. Nintendo knows pretty well which characters and franchises we've been asking to see, so it's likely that they could throw something in to appease fans. But on the other side of things, this leak seems a little bit too good. These are two widely speculated fanfics, and if this was fake, the person would know that. And they would know by choosing two Mii costumes that aren't the main fighters, it would create a lot of buzz about whether or not the main fighters are in the game. So I could really see this going either way. So let's take a look at the things that could directly go against this leak. We'll start with kind of a super specific one. The timer in the top right corner of the screen is frozen at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. This is the exact same time on the timer as in the original Ken leak for Smash, also known as the only verifiably legitimate leak in Smash. It's also interesting to note that while the timer is the same, Ken also appears in both leaks, so this whole leak is an obvious nod to the Ken leak. But it's hard to tell if it was done by a legitimate leaker wanting to acknowledge the past, or by a troll who thinks it's fun to freak people out about this stuff. Now let's talk about the biggest thing going against this leak: modding. Switch modding has come so far since the days of Breath of the Wild, and it's gotten to the point where it's pretty much possible to recreate basically everything you see here. You can seemingly pause the timer, although there's some disagreement in the recreation of this part. You can create or edit Mii costumes, and you can even increase attack damage of a certain move, as seen with Ken's Shoryuken, which ordinarily cannot do that much damage. Now, while I can't personally attest to it, I have heard that modding Mii costumes is especially difficult to do well, which would make this leak all the more impressive if it was faked. And while it would be difficult to do, we have seen fans in just the limited time since the leak dropped recreating the Mii costume pretty well. So in conclusion, it's kinda hard to say one way or the other about whether or not this leak is real. It definitely has some things going for it, but nothing that can't be modded into the game. So what I'm curious about is what you guys think. Tell me in the comments, because I'm really trying to kind of shape how I feel about this. My personal opinion right now is that the leak is fake. Everything just seems to line up a bit too perfectly in my opinion, and I already had my heart broken by the Grinch leak. I can't take it again. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, then please hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. I try to do videos every other week, and I'm really trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year, so I would love to have you along. If you want a place to talk about Smash even further, come join me on my Discord server. It's a ton of fun, and it's a good place to get feedback from you. I got a lot of help from someone on there, ObeseROB, in writing the script, and I'd love to have you guys help me with the next one. Anyway, I hope to see you guys there. The link is in the description. Until next time, stay smashing.